Go.
Welcome back to episode 50. What episode is it?
I don't know what episode it is. No.
Anyway, episode whatever. Today we've got the entire squad here for the Coaching Collective podcast. We have, well, on my screen, I've got Michael to my left over here. I've got Rick to my right. I've got Phil to my bottom right, and I've got Millsy to my bottom left. So we've had all three of these boys on before, and we thought, fuck it, let's get them all together. So we're meant to have Anth here as well, but Anth unfortunately had some fucking famous person coming into his uni, according to him, that it sounded like. But he's probably going to listen to this back.
I feel like I needed a degree listening. I feel like I needed a degree to just listen to the voice note.
It's like this is it's like some important doctor has done something and saved some life before. But
what's Anth
unless we're just missing him. So what is that?
What does Anth actually study?
He's studying a lot. I think he's doing like a degree in like pharmacology, physiology.
Yeah, pharmacology.
Yeah, like I don't know the actual specific name. I just know he's learning a lot of smart shit.
Yeah. Why didn't you go through his resume? Didn't you go through his resume when you hired him?
Part of my job.
He just saw pharmacology.
Pharmacology and thought
that works.
That'll do.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a blessing with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend, man.
Yeah,
I've told him before, I'm like, I would never hire anyone like other than him, like, because I was always like, I'm just going to work for myself. I don't mind. I don't need to scale and things like that. But then Anth just worked out so perfectly, man. And been working with him for so long, it just fitted so perfectly.
I say to Izzy and James all the time, like, I don't feel like having the fourth person for us, because obviously there's three of us, but like we're sort of related. So it doesn't seem as like cool as having two extras. But it's almost like when you have more people, it's a bit of like brand power.
We're
like
sort of related.
You're taking a bit more, we are related, but you're taking almost a little bit more seriously, which enhances, like, how do I put it? Like enhances your image.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed when we had Maddie, people would look at us as like, well, these guys are like a big thing. But like really one extra person it didn't make that much of a difference. Yeah.
And then I guess any coach could do that and just like hire people, but not actually be able to provide them with clients to work with. It builds up their brands, but they're doing things on the side. And
seen that before, haven't we?
Have we?
No, I haven't. I won't say anything. I said that and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Yeah, so what's been going on?
This is off topic here, but I have a topic that we can talk about.
What is it?
I don't know how invested in the bodybuilding scene everyone is right now, but did you see that Quinton Araya did one show with Matt Jansen and left him?
Jesus.
No, I didn't even know who that is.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
One show.
Because he came in lighter at his most recent show than he did last year and looked worse. So essentially Matt Jansen overdieted the fuck out of him.
He was looking great in the updates, but then when he was on stage, it just looked completely different.
What's his name?
He was like,
Quinton.
Who the bodybuilder? Just type in Quinton. I think on Instagram it's Quinton Beastwood.
Dude's got
Oh yes, I know who he is.
Yeah. Legit, like, did one show, and like the thing was, leading up into the show, he was like essentially ass licking Matt Jansen. He was like, oh man, he's the best coach I've ever had. Like, you know, we put on so much size through the off season. Like everything he was saying, like I was just doing it. Like, you know, we're doing 2-a-day cardios. Like I'm just getting it done. I'm not complaining. And then did the show. Didn't look shit. Looked average. Lightest he's ever been.
Oh yeah, he's coaching himself.
He's like done. Left him.
That's the hard part. It's like, do you leave him after one show, right? But at the same time, when you're at that peak, it's not like, how many shows do you give? I feel like he should have gone for a second. Use it as a learning curve and then move forward.
The heads on some of these guys though is not like completely level. You know what I mean? Like to a point where they'd actually step back and be like, no, it's a first prep with him. I probably should.
Well, it's a weird one because he was with Dorian Hamilton for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like Dorian Hamilton that does like HD muscle and has pure muscle.
But he's the one that, and he would have had all the data from that too. When I get clients from other coaches, I just ask for all the data from them. Like, and
Yeah.
usually it's hard to not prep them better than what they've done if you've got everything that they did.
Yeah,
Know what I
100%.
mean? Yeah, but at the
But
same
it's just
time,
one of those things. I feel like it doesn't. It's just weird. Now he's like self-coaching himself for his like next show that's in like 3 weeks, which I also think is a bit of a waste.
Yeah, but he
Like,
could be
should just
saying
What?
him just coaching.
Like, what are you going to change in 3 weeks?
He's
You
just
might as well
practicing
stick it out
not
at that
much.
point.
himself. He's just like
But then
feeding
at the same
himself,
time, you do
feeding
what
himself.
Samson did.
True.
Samson pulled
Yeah.
out Milosh, and then he actually popped out.
That's
Fucking
true.
much
That's
cooler.
true.
Yeah, but we all know Milosh's protocols are quite
Yeah.
intensive,
Pretty fucked up.
to say the least. Yeah.
You see the drama between Milosh and what was the other lad?
Oh, Chris, was it not Chris Aceto?
No,
I
it's
seen
from he's from Germany, I believe.
Oh, the one that died.
Patrick Tour.
Yeah, Patrick Tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a whole drama there, bro. That was actually a good watch of the podcast. I don't really get into the dramas, but that was like, I got pretty spicy.
Yeah,
it
it
was the
was
one
like
where
the
he was
mixed
saying-
communication. Like they were just like speaking like we are, and then he almost like claimed that he coached him, and like
Yeah.
half the success came from him.
Wait, so did they
Yeah.
argue on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you're
where they call
joking.
it an argument, a debate, but it got serious. Milosh got.
It was
But
heated.
you know Milosh, he gets fired up all the time.
Oh shit. Okay. I guess that's good to
I need to find this.
a bit of clout, because now I'm even thinking I might listen to that, and I would never listen to
That's
that.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Because that kind of works. It might have been tactical.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Because
just like, what
apparently
was it? It
Patrick
was-
asked for his opinion with one of his clients or something, or for his show from Milosh. And he asked for his opinion. Milosh sent out protocols and stuff like that. Because Milosh does diets a little bit different. Unless you're like at the top, he'll send you like kind of like, here's a diet. And then he will just be like, lower it by 20%, increase it by 10%, from what I've heard.
Okay.
And he just gave him a protocol where it said like all the insulin protocols, how much carbs to have and whatnot. And then Patrick went on, and apparently that didn't classify as coaching. But then Milosh is like, I did coach you, so I taught you the whole insulin protocol and whatnot. And he built the whole business. I don't know. It was honestly, it was such petty shit, especially like 50-year-olds wouldn't be arguing about, but it got pretty serious.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they're 50, because I always think like, what, I'm 29. I think you guys, Phil, you're older. You're 30.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah. Like I always think like, will I be doing this in like 15, 20 years? It just seems weird to think that I'd be running around a show at like 45 years old. But like these guys do it.
I'll definitely still be coaching.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
definitely be
Yeah.
Myself doing anything else.
Me either, but
Yeah.
it seems weird to think I'd be like 50, like going to a show on a Sunday. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking like my little kids in my arms or whatever.
I was gonna say, bring the bassinet to the shows,
Yeah.
backstage, pump someone up while putting a dummy in a kid's mouth.
Oh God, I don't know if I can handle it now. Imagine with a fucking kid. I feel I feel like as well, when you're a coach, as soon as you get engaged or like have a kid, it's like your reputation boosts by like 20% as well. Have you noticed that?
Really? I hope so, because I'm planning next
I don't-
year, end of next year.
I don't know, James. Have you copped it? Because I haven't.
Oh, no, I haven't copped it yet.
No, I feel like as soon as they have a kid, it's like, oh fuck yeah, they're more reputable now.
Yeah, they're more responsible.
I always had this theory when I was younger, like you're almost more like not like obviously Rick will probably disagree with this, but you know what, Rick, you're a different breed. It's almost if you're a coach, you have a partner, I always felt like people are more inclined to go like gravitate towards you. I don't know
This
why.
has
Maybe,
actually happened.
yeah, maybe
It's
it's just
happened
a
with me as well.
hypothesis of mine. But like I feel like girls are comfortable knowing that you have a partner. I say Rick's an exception to that rule because I feel like
It's just single and lonely.
yeah, but no one would ever like question Rick's intentions in that department.
Potentially, like it builds more trust. So, like friends
Yeah.
of the partner, you know, you build a bit more of a closer connection with other people. But yeah, I guess I might have to find myself a missus and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
Just try.
The clientele just boosts.
The day Rick posts a girl on his Instagram, that would go ballistic.
Yeah, I'll probably start.
Yeah.
Imagine the reacts. The love heart reacts.
Did you say you're getting engaged next year,
charts.
Millsy? Or what did you say?
Not that part. Hopefully, kid.
Oh,
We're
that's
planning
true.
to. Planning to.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How old's your missus?
She's 26, turning 27.
Oh, okay, that makes a little bit more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, 'cause the same age as me. Yeah, 97, aren't you?
Yeah, because is he still?
I'm 98.
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh,
year
yeah.
younger, but like January. It's just more so because my parents are older. They're at 70 now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to wait too long and then God forbid, like they miss out that journey. So I was kind of
Yeah.
like, I fast forwarded a little bit, but time to mature up, I guess, a bit more. That's why
When's
we're going to
your
get a little
birthday
bit
in
of traveling out
January?
of the way. Yeah, exactly. January. Yeah.
Yeah, when?
Oh, 24th.
24th, okay. I was
Oh,
gonna say
beautiful.
the same birthday.
Yeah,
Are you
I
in
don't
Jan
know.
as well?
Yeah, Jan 5th.
Oh, there you go.
You're 96, aren't you, Rick?
Yeah, 96.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the second oldest, thank God. I'm 30 this year, actually.
Let's
Like,
go.
with the least hair as
Phil's
well.
93. Phil, you're 93.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
93.
wait, just 93.
Yeah.
He looks the youngest, but that's
Who,
for sure.
Me?
Phil, yeah.
He's nutty.
Nah, I reckon I've got the most hair.
I'm
That's
natty.
it.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, James is nutty too.
James is natty.
Mate,
I'm actually natty as well. Phil's fake natty.
I got nothing to say. I got nothing.
I'm getting fucking
Undefeated.
crazy in my beard now.
Mate, I've got to cut my beard real short now because the amount of grays I get through it these days is ridiculous.
Well,
Would you ever dye it?
Hey?
Would you ever dye your beard?
No chance. I reckon I'd embrace the salt and pepper. Just leave it as is.
Oh man, it shows you're wise.
It's called
Exactly right.
It's called the Silver Fox. Have you seen Matthew Pavlich? You know Matthew Pavlich, a footballer?
Is that the Fremantle player?
Yeah,
I haven't heard about him in years.
Good, Rick.
he's the best. He's
Yeah, I
the
love
best,
footy, you know, mate.
best Silver Fox I've ever seen. It's with the grey hair and the grey beard. Looks good. And I always look at him and I think, damn, if I look like that at like 40, I'd be wrapped.
You see those old guys, you know, there's like, I think they're in Spain or Marbella, like the
Bro,
billionaires, like the
Yeah.
silver foxes, they just look
That
like,
literally came to my. I was
majestic.
thinking of the O. Is it the O Beach Club? And there's a guy with the
Yeah.
white hair.
yeah,
That's strange. Capricorn bros. We guess we think like.
yeah, 100%.
What are you talking like the billionaires?
Dorian Yates.
You know when people are just loaded, and it's not even grey. They've got like white hair and a white
Yeah.
beard.
Mm.
I reckon it's like they probably just get the transplant and then it just grows out grey. I've actually considered getting a hair transplant just for fun, but I don't know if I can be bothered.
It's
Just
a
for
big-
fun, he reckons.
Well, they're only like $5,000 in Turkey, so it's just like maybe it'd be nice to see what hair was like. Because I feel like
I saw the recovery process, like when it scabs up. 'Cause
yeah,
I want to get my devil horns are gone, bro. They're going to be gone soon completely.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it done, but I saw like that scarring and stuff. I was like, bro, I don't know. That looks fucked.
Yeah.
I've heard it hurts as well.
Yeah. And I'm like, if I get an itch or something, I'm itching that. And like, I can't stop myself. So
Yeah,
imagine
I know
itching my
what you mean.
scalp that's all crusting up.
It's no training for 30 days either.
Hmm.
Yeah, so not that that's a huge deal if you want it, but like oh fuck, it kind of is 30 days. I remember when I did 30 days without the hernia, you feel like a piece of shit at the end of it.
Mental health goes straight down.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't miss that. But the problem is you have like 30 days off. I'm not sure. There's probably a nice little segue. You take time off like that, and then it's not like on day 31, hypothetically, you're back into the full swing, training, balls to the wall, eating properly. It's like a very much, for me anyway, it was like a huge lag. Like it was like a week of just showing up and then another week of showing up plus 20%. And then I kind of got it here. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, fuck, I look terrible. And then it's like you're at square one, literally in like that 7th week.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That was
Yeah,
COVID.
it's true.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have to take time off like that?
During COVID, I did.
Oh, really?
Like, obviously a long period of time. And then I started making, because I didn't know that local Noble Park gym, if you guys know what I'm talking about, was still renovating.
Yeah.
I made like a home gym at the back, like in my backyard.
Yeah.
And it made work, but like the motivation to train there is
Not the same.
I
yeah.
loved it. COVID training was the best.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
Yeah.
We had a good setup though, didn't we?
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, ours wasn't too bad. I was gonna say with Rick, I feel like Rick's lying. Rick's just still embracing the concussion he got when he was training from home.
Oh, bad.
What happened?
Oh,
Have you guys
I
seen
mean,
the video?
in the head or something?
that
Have you
was
seen the
terrible.
video?
I still have flashbacks. It's so I had one of those like just
see if I
typical
can-
bounds that you get from a home gym, and I was doing incline pullovers. So basically, I'm on the bench facing away from the lat pull down, and I've gone to initiate the rep, and then the load just dropped off heaps. I was like, "Fuck, I'm feeling strong," and then out of nowhere, the machine just smashes into the back of my head, and then I'm in pain, and then I realize, oh fuck, the machine's going to flip back, and there's a window right behind. So then I tried to like the machine from smashing the window, and yeah, I was a bit concussed for the rest of that session.
Oh,
I thought you
I want to
actually
see if I
Home
can.
gym
I'm scrolling
things.
through your Instagram. I want to see if I can.
I'll put it in the show notes. So if anyone hasn't seen it, I've watched it 100 times, just laughing at it too.
pop that down. Did you post that as an actual post?
Yeah, I'll put it as an actual post.
Oh, that's mad.
100% you do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good
no,
laugh.
we I don't know, in
Views, man.
lockdown, I thought because I was less busy, I just was actually able to train really, really well. Because I think like the first lockdown I scrambled for work, and the second lockdown, like 2021, I was sort of just like, it is what it is. And like I couldn't properly unwind. Plus like that's when the government grants started coming through, so that was all right.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
that.
Nah, for me, I was prepping during COVID with the hopes of getting out of it and doing a show. So that kept me on track with things. But yeah, man, like it was hard. There's only so much you can use. I mean, there was a couple of gyms that I was going to, which got me through it. But speaking of concussions, I remember there was one time I fainted in my gym. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Heart rate dropped. All I remember was my head was in the dumbbells. I woke up like, what the fuck? I'm like, I better go lie down for 5 minutes. I lay down and then I'm like, shit, I'm prepping. I'm going to finish my workout. So at least you put the Ugg boots back on, back in the gym. So my injury wasn't as bad as yours, Rick, but I can relate to the COVID fainting or injuries. That's for
Training
sure.
at home. Training
It's
at
kind of
home.
intimidating to hear, bro.
Man, it was bad.
Was that
It
in
was bad.
Was that in prep 1 or prep 2?
That was prep. That was prep 1.
Okay, yeah, that makes a bit.
And then the shows got cancelled after that, which was a bit of a spew. But
Was it just a hypo event, you reckon, or
yeah, it was hypo
Michael,
for sure.
Michael, let me share
Yeah.
screen.
the worst?
Let you share screen. Hold on. Sorry.
Are we watching the
I found it. I had to do a bit of scrolling, but I
the
found it.
concussion?
It's far down.
Tell me if you can see it.
It's
Can you
still
see it?
loading.
It's blank.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go.
Oh, what a sexy man.
Oh, I do remember this video.
Goodness me. He's actually got a smile on his face.
Nah, you can
So,
tell. You can tell he wanted to fucking lose it.
Yeah.
I realized I was recording.
Ooh,
I was like,
bro.
fuck, keep cool.
Composure.
That's
always.
intense. Well, that hits
Always
hard.
gonna keep that composure.
Yeah.
What
reckon
were you
it's-
thinking at that time, bro? You're like, what the fuck just happened?
I was just so ego driven that I was like, this feels so light, fuck yeah. And then instantly realized, hang on, that's way too light. What's going on? And then as I go to look back, that's when it clocks me in the back of the head.
Fuck.
Home
I remember
gym,
that cable
good
station.
times.
You know what?
I made my own gym equipment, like out of wood. I got full
Yeah.
creative with it. I made a squat rack because at the
Oh, yeah.
like at that time, people were charging premiums, man.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Premiums. I think
nuts.
a 20 kilo
Yeah.
20 kilo plate was selling for I think like $650 at one point.
Yeah.
60 a kilo.
No, $650 for a 20 kilo plate.
Oh, I remember paying about $550.
Ridiculous.
Like, what actually?
Man, I remember going through Marketplace and seeing like rusty old, water damaged, neglected dumbbells going for like $400.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Bad, man.
I had a friend of mine, I think him and a couple of boys, they dropped like, I think, I'll throw a number out there. I won't say it's 100% accurate, but like $20,000, for example, like it's a decent setup, filled out like a whole garage full of equipment. And then when the basically lockdown stopped the first time and things opened up again, sold it all. And then lockdowns went back in again. And then he bought it back off the guy who bought it for
No
like
way.
extra price as well.
Premium.
Oh,
Fuck.
stupid.
Good investment for the other guy, I guess.
Yeah, straight up.
big
I'd
investment
sell-
too.
Better than shares.
Yeah.
It probably is better. I remember
Probably.
we had on the first day of the first lockdown, one of my clients got in touch with the guy. So basically, Derrim had like a distribution center for equipment.
Yeah, I remember.
The guy like was pissed off at him because they didn't pay him or something like that. So he just started flogging everything off cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I went in and I picked up like 50 plates, like 20 barbells, and I sold all to my clients. And I remember at the time I actually didn't make any money. Like I just gave it to them at what I bought it for. I think I might have added like $20 because I went through the effort. And then hindsight, I'm like, if I'd have sold that all, I would have made I could have easily made 10 grand.
Oh,
Yeah.
Easy.
At the time, I thought lockdown would be like a 12-week thing. And I thought, well, no one's going to be that ego on a fucking barbell. But different conversation. What is that noise?
You'll know for next time.
Yeah. My phone just started dinging. I was gonna say, we were saying before how we went over the pet peeves in one of the other podcasts with Millsy. One of my pet peeves, I literally just jerried to this. I was meant to have a guy's consult. It's 8:40 now here at 8 o'clock. I messaged him 3 times to confirm it, still didn't reply, and obviously he's not on the consult right now. It's like, why would you not just tell me, hey man, not interested? I spent 45 minutes in on the phone as well.
Ask him if he wants to join in, and we'll all have a
Yeah, I
consult.
know.
Yeah, interrogate him.
Yep, I agree with that. I don't even reckon.
He can pick.
So why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, he hasn't even opened the message. Funny no, because it was back and forth, phone, messaging flat out, ready to go, booked him in. And then when I messaged him last night saying, hey man, I got it booked in and I got a podcast, like, can you let me know this works? No reply. I was just like, whatever. But like, I don't know, how hard is it for someone just to reply, just to message you and say, hey man, just decided I'm not interested. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt them at all.
respect.
Yeah. Or even just like, oh, look, man, because he did say he was looking at other coaches. Hey man, like I decided I want to go with that other guy. Like, thank you for your time. Sweet.
And
Yeah,
it's one of those
simple,
things
man.
that like you're in a shit position because let's say they say, oh, sorry, man, can we book in again? You're kind of starting off on a bit of a shitty
On
foot.
the wrong foot.
Give them the benefit of the doubt, but usually if I have a consult and they don't let me know and they don't show up, I won't give them another opportunity just because I don't. Because you can see where it goes. Like then they might just, first couple of weeks they're good and they just get flaky through the coaching process too.
I do. I've got a bit of a belief that like with the coach client relationship, sometimes if you sour it in whatever way that might happen, it is very hard to, I guess, cleanse it of that. Because I've had clients where we've had like, let's say a disagreement and they've gotten a little bit narky about it. And as like sort of like they're paying you, you have to do your job. You sort of say, it's all good, let's make you happy kind of thing. But then deep down, you sort of like, it's like every week after that, you're trying to keep them happy and it makes you to some degree resent the process. So I feel like once you've got that disagreement, it's almost like the beginning of the end, as horrible as that sounds. Because I've had some firm disagreements with some clients, and inevitably they drop off and you realize they probably should have just dropped off when it happened. It's never anything bad. It's more like you might make a comment. Like, for example, one was like, I made a comment about the physique when they weren't in the best place to probably hear that. And then sort of you rectify it, but like it just never goes back to normal after that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of my clients would appreciate that from what I've gauged. Like anytime I like keep it real and make those comments that I'm maybe like, oh, this might hurt them potentially, it usually comes back as like, oh, thank you. Like I needed that. And I guess that just shows you doing your job, man. Like you're not just a hype coach and just like, fuck yeah, looking sick. And then like, especially if they're competing and they get on stage and they're just like, what? You said I was.
But that happens so much, man.
Yeah. Man, I know coaches that just hype up their clients, and because Izzy says to me, she said this to me yesterday, you need to be more like encouraging, like compliment them, like not be encouraging, but you need to compliment them, blow a bit of smoke up their, like the client's ass, just to make them like feel good. But I said, to her, I feel like what they appreciate about me is that when I compliment them, they know that it's a compliment.
It's genuine.
Yeah. Like I'm hard to please.
Sandwich, mate.
Yeah. I'm not going to just say, fuck yeah, you're killing it here when like they're not. But like there's coaches out there that I know that do that deliberately. And at first I think, are they just delusional? But then I realize that really pushes like, what's the word? What's the word when you keep a client on? I've just gone completely blank. Retention. Like if they're getting smoke blown up their ass and they feel good, in some cases they'll keep coming. Not like us. We want to hear like, hey, you need to put in more, or like, no, we're not.
But there's also like a medium, like there's a middle ground as well where you blow smoke up their ass, but you've also used as an opportunity for like working on giving them feedback too. It's like we're doing this really well, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like that also helps too.
Especially with lifestyle clients, there's a few lifestyle clients that I do have that I know that I need to nurture more than be like strict with it, right? Because I know they're not like a lot of people, they're not a part of this lifestyle, right? Like we're deep into it and we love it, we understand it, but a lot of people are just average Joe Blow that's trying to start a diet now. You know what I mean? And it's like if I started being like, hey, X person, man, what the fuck? Why are we eating out? Blah blah blah. Then it scares them the other way. So you gotta know that, play the person's emotions depending on who the person is, how you handle it. I feel like that's a massive part.
Know who you're talking to, 100%.
I also think with coaching, like a lot of the process, provided you know what you're doing, like I'd say between like us 5, process-wise, things wouldn't be drastically different. Like there'd be little things that I do that you guys don't do, and little things that you do that I don't do. But I think the thing which makes you, like, I guess ultimately successful is being able to do exactly what you've just said, like being able to differentiate between the client, knowing that, like, so for example, one of my clients is doing fasting. He's fasting for 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day. And I would not ever really encourage that. Yeah. But he's lost like like his rate of loss is up to about 1 kilo a week, as before that it was like 300 to 400 grams. But like that's pushes adherence. But like just understanding something like that outside, that's sort of external, the emotional side of things. That's what will make like you a good coach, and knowing what, like you said, if you get like, let's just say I got like said lifestyle client and I said to him, I don't want you off plan at all, like you need to be to the T. He'd probably within 4 weeks probably be like, no, look, I can't give you that. Like I need to live too. Like I have a wedding next week, I have this next week, like, and I don't want to sit there with Tupperware, which is fair enough.
And I think the way James put it is so positive too, because like you're remembering your job, you're keeping it real with them, you're also building that rapport. Like I always joke about a lot of the time in my check-ins, I'll probably start them off just talking, rambling about my day, how's, your partner going, like just all these other things that maybe aren't directly related to coaching itself, but builds that rapport and shows that you care. And then you get from the client too. But it's probably because I work with more lifestyle clients, but I think definitely not going too far the other way. And then you have clients like not filling out any data, not filling out any info, and then you just all hype. Then you're almost reinforcing the habits that they're wanting to change, but then they're like, oh, well, this is okay. This is going to get me results when it's not.
Yeah.
Find the happy medium in between.
They want to feel like you, like as even me as a client, like I want to feel like the coach cares about me. Obviously, with like my experiences, like my last 2 experiences, like I've been on both sides where it's like you feel it's just a process driven thing where you don't just feel like a number. Like it doesn't feel good. Everyone says it. You don't want to feel like a number. You don't want your clients to be a number. But like when you are on that end of it, it is. You realize, because it's not so much like, because like for example, in that experience, which you all know well about, Rick in particular, I wasn't not getting results, and I probably would have still had the outcomes. But then it's like, do I really want to share this journey and this investment with someone who seemingly doesn't give a shit? Like, and you got to think, like lifestyle clients, that's even more emphasized because it is life. It's not something they need to be doing. There's not a huge goal at the end. It's lifestyle. So would, I believe, that they'd want to care more. So they'd be even more interested in making sure that you care. Because as a competitor, you'd be like, as long as I get up there and I fucking place, I don't give a shit how you do it. Like a lot of people in comps are going to be like that. Yeah. I don't have
Not working with robots.
Yeah, but as a lot of competitors are happy just to be robots. Lifestyle clients are not. Yeah. Well, I do have lifestyle clients that are robots. I'm sure you guys are the same, but
yeah.
Some people are so rigid, man. You know what?
People that'll never do anything, never compete.
Always
just love routine.
Coppers, like cops, police officers. They're always like, I don't know how many cops you guys train, but they're like the best clients to have. They do not miss.
They do have a lot of outside stresses, I find as well.
Yeah.
So
Really?
there's a lot of nurturing I've got to do with like when I've worked with police. Yeah.
Maybe I just got blessed with the ones I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because just the routine, and they get their leave. So like every so often, it's like, I got nothing on this week. Let's go hard. It's like, okay, no problems. Let's do it. Yeah. But you definitely don't. You need the relationship, like understanding the clients, like probably the most critical thing above the process. As long as you're not a useless coach, but
I feel like it's definitely number one, man. Even when I first started, it was all about content, right? Like, but a lot of these business mentors, which is a whole nother topic, right? But business mentor pushes this, put this link in, blah, blah, blah. But then when I just started really giving not that I didn't give a fuck about clients before, but when I like over went for every single one of my clients, that's when the growth really started. Like all this content and stuff like that, it matters to a certain degree, but you start providing a service and really connecting with every client, man, that shit spreads like wildfire.
referrals are king.
Yeah.
And happy clients put you at ease, like as in when you know that everyone's satisfied, it makes it so fulfilling. Yeah, because I've noticed, like, obviously we've only been over here for a few days, but because of the time zone, it actually works out kind of better because I'm so on top of all the messages. And like just yesterday finishing up and knowing that like I'd fully 100% done everything I needed to, and then gotten on to sort of enjoying myself. It was like I said to Izzy, like it almost feels like there's something more I should be doing, but I know there's nothing more. Like that. The point is that feeling, I think, Millsy as well, that makes you want to keep going too, because you're like, I'm doing everything I can here, like, and I'm happy to just keep pushing forward. Yeah.
Serving your purpose, and there's more to look forward to as well.
The business mentoring stuff, I had the business mentor, you guys all did too. It definitely helped me, and I think a lot of the principles carry over now. But like the more you dig into just trying to make sales, the worse it can become.
You get distracted.
Yeah, you do really bad.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I felt like that for sure, man. Like it's almost like when you start driving sales too hard, you almost forget your passion as a coach. You almost turn into like a businessman instead. And then after like looking back, I'm like, why the fuck? Like it's almost like why? If I want a sales job, I'll just go do real estate. Like my real passion is coaching people. And like Millsy said, man, like word of mouth spreads like wildfire. The better the service you provide, you don't need to be selling yourself to people. People will come to you. So 100%.
Yeah, and usually even if you have to sell a client, typically they're not someone who's going to be around long term anyway. So it's like, do you really want them? Yeah, there are exceptions. Some of them would probably get sold and then realize, fuck, this is actually pretty good. But yeah, nah, definitely, because when we hired Maddie, we went really big on the business side of it. And while it was nice, because it's actually nice to run it felt nice being like feeling like it was a business. But taking a step back, now I've taken the step back. I just do the coaching. Izzy does most of the business stuff. I sort of tell her what to do, and that's been so much better, especially because she's not down your throat either. Like she just puts the content out, does all our channels, and it's like that works for itself. It's genuine.
You actually do what you love.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Because I think a lot of guys get further up and then they move away from coaching and into business. I noticed that I reached a crossroad with that where I probably had to pick one way or the other. And like, I'm so glad I didn't pick the business side, because it's almost like a lot of the stuff you have to do is like, when you get deep into that, is almost wrong. Like feels like ethically wrong. Because even sales calls, like if you're proper into sales, I've seen some good salesmen on calls. Yeah. You have to be a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking
yeah.
My guy, I won't mention names, but my guy was telling me to make them feel like shit to sell it. I was like, bro, you're fucking taking the piss. Like
that's Hormozy. That's Hormozy spec though. Like that's what Hormozy tries
those
to tell
pain
people
points.
Like,
but then
it's like, oh, what your partner wants you to be fat for the rest of your life? Like, give me a fucking spell. Like, as if I'm going to say that to someone.
And like Michael was saying before, like if you have to sell them, they're probably not going to be a client that's
you want to keep
invested in the process.
Admittedly, sometimes people might, like, let's say it's just some overweight dude who's been dwelling on it for 5 years. He might need you just to sell him to just kick him over the line. And once he makes a start, it's like, all right, I'm doing this. Like, I wouldn't say so much sales. You just kind of always need to make the decision for them.
Just showing them what would come from the coaching that could change.
So there are like exceptions, but like if you're going to have to go deep into it, then like, and start to criticize their relationships, for example. I've seen that. It's like, I've got to check my wife. Oh, so your wife wears the pants. It's like, oh, no, let's do it.
Like, I just want to coach, man. I don't want to do all this sales shit. The worst business ever.
And that's the thing. I feel like if you want to be like the influencer, there's like influencers that are selling ebooks and shit like that. I feel like a business mentor will do you good in that sense. But I feel like if you want to be a coach, like all five of us lads are, it's a business mentor is only going to do so much, man. Honestly, from my guy, I barely got anything out of it. Like, I won't take credit away from where it's due. There's a few things, but a lot of it is just like that market for that fitness influencer. And I don't know. I can't dispel my integrity.
I found that too when I hired a business mentor. It just felt wrong, some of the shit that I was told to do. And I felt like, I was just aiming to be an influencer, not actually a coach. And then just like message this many people a day, follow these gyms, I'm like, man, I want to just be coaching. I don't want to just be spending all day on Instagram trying to find new clients. And referrals is the way to go.
It's what the mentor did for me was he made me recognize that there is a business element to the business. Because before I met like James Board, for example, Rick, I
Yeah.
had no idea with business. Like I didn't even see it as a business. I just saw it as like I coach and like I get paid for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that and accountability was huge. But there was a
Mm.
lot of things which he helped us with, especially with because I was with James, with probably brand awareness is the biggest one. So
Yeah.
like just getting our names, for example, into the competitor circle, he really helped with that. And none of that was like looking for a direct return on investment, but like in the long term, it has helped. Like whether it be like, for example, he said, do a seminar, invite all your clients, invite some extra people, and just push it on socials. And I remember thinking, oh, that's a good idea. And like that was really a really good idea. You know what I mean?
That brand.
Yeah. And there was other little bits and pieces like that. So like, yeah, I do see the value in it. But like a lot of I coach a lot of coaches and they're more entry level and they ask me about a business mentor. I don't think the investment's worth it if you don't have like, if you're not, don't already have a thriving business to a degree. I think it more helps if you're trying to take a thriving business to like the next level. If you're an entry level, I think it would just be so hard to incorporate their stuff.
I think if you're an entry level coach, like your main priority should be just getting transformations. End of the day, when you start focusing on your clients, getting those transformations, like your results will sell itself. And then if you're looking for something down the track for like the 1%ers, which, you know, if that's what you want to go down, then do that. But yeah, I agree, man. Like if you're an entry level, just focus on doing the right shit, like upskilling, educating yourself, getting amazing transformations. That's how you start your business.
I still think there's still value to be had from an entry level coach. Because, for example, I've got the entry level coaches I say, like maybe something as simple as like getting someone on a contract to coach them for free and then utilizing all their stuff to sort of anyone that's listening, maybe if you're an entry level coach, it might help. Let's say you coach someone for free, not a contract, but you need to make sure if you're doing it for free, they're actually going to stick to it. And then you sort of document their journey, make some reels out of it, whatever. That'd be a nice place to start. I think like lead magnets, for example, for an entry level coach would be good just to have like a more formal line of contact to like someone who's potentially discrediting you. There's stuff to be done there, but it's definitely not worth what business mentors would charge you for it.
Like all the similar things you do with in-person PT, like you would do taster sessions in a PT setting and do similar thing online. And then I think, like Phil said, just be a good coach, upskill, focus on those variables, less about how many clients you're working with and how good of a coach you can be and how you can be of service to others.
Yeah, because I was always, it's funny because as well with educational and upskilling, that was never a chore for me. Like it was never something I had to actively try and do. It was just something that I'd wake up in the morning, like I'd see, like, remember the Muscle Mentors podcast?
I love that,
Me too. But when a new episode popped on my phone, I'd be like, fuck yeah, like I'm gonna listen to that like while I'm driving. Or like, but like people don't normal, like a lot of people aren't like that. And when
I'm
it's
still like that to this day.
what
New podcast is coming out?
I think the Muscle Mentors I like. There was the Enterprise Fitness podcast, which was good. I don't know, like old ages ago, where they used to get big names on it. And I was obsessed with Jake Carter. Do you guys remember him? Coach
Briefly.
Jake Carter.
The name's
Jake Carter.
I don't know him though.
Man,
Is he the American guy?
Nah, he's Pommy, but like he's in business mentoring now. So he's not even coaching. But I remember his podcast. I used to get a little notepad and I used to write down stuff like all the way through it. He was the smartest person I reckon I've ever spoken to.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Until COVID happened, he sort of lost the plot a little bit.
Yeah, but I did a seminar with him in person, and I remember leaving thinking this guy has to have something wrong with him, like some kind of had to be, because I was just like I'd ask him like the simplest question, and it'd be like he'd be going into pathways, and I'd be like, oh man, like I didn't need that much. Like, and I just thought, like, I remember getting home, like, and when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I'd be like, because like I'd look up to him and be like, I want to be that smart. But I'd get home and I'd think, there's no way I could be like that. Like, I've never seen that before in a person. Like, just going so deep and remembering everything.
My
Like,
memory recall is shocking. I was speaking about this with Joe.
Mine's getting worse.
I need to
Yeah, mine's pretty bad.
Yeah, I know yours is, but we've spoken about it. Yeah.
Mine's shocking.
I need to get all these Russian nootropics going to somehow be able to recall things better.
Man, I must
Mate,
say,
send them over to me. I need a list of them.
I've been doing the saffron and the L-theanine,
Yeah.
and I do lithium orotate at night. You might do the same because that's per Joe.
Mm.
I don't think I've had like a proper outburst of stress since I've started them.
I'm the same. So Rhodiola rosea, Afron or saffron, and
Yeah.
then lion's mane in the morning.
Mm.
And I found that's kept me super cruisy. L-theanine before coffee in the morning.
I forgot mine this morning.
Yeah, that's good. And I don't take alpha GP, not so, ashwagandha anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking, I knew about it already, but I thought it wasn't a thing. But like basically your mood stays so steady that you don't really feel the highs, you don't really feel the lows, but you sort of just become a zombie.
Yeah,
and
isn't
since
it
I'm out, I've noticed heaps that like I'm feeling more emotions, I'm more human. So that's
yeah,
been
isn't that the studies that were saying that it's like borderline in replacement of an SSRI after long-term use? Like you may as well be using like antidepressant, anti-anxiety instead of just using ashwagandha for long term.
I never liked
Because
ashwagandha.
I'm not massive on it. I feel like you know what it's good for. I like managing it for cortisol in acute response for some people.
acute
But I
setting.
also think it's very much placebo based. Like I think if you tell someone when you're stressed, have this ashwagandha and you'll be fine. And then they're like, oh my God, it works. Like
It
I'm not
worked.
stressed.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not stressed anymore.
At the start, it definitely works. It's as time
Yeah, I
goes.
don't know. I never found anything that was sort of like hammering on. What I did like to do was, especially back into prep with L-theanine, I liked to have extra L-theanine with pre-workout. So I'd go into training, have pre-workout and dosage like 200 milligrams of L-theanine, depending on the pre-workout, because the pre-workout already had L-theanine in it. But like I just found like I was recovering a lot better from overstimulant.
They've done studies
actually
on it
helped
where
a
they've
lot.
basically had like 3 groups, like one just caffeine, one caffeine L-theanine, one just nothing before training. And then they had them do like cognitive tasks as well. And then basically there was no difference with like cognition with the caffeine L-theanine group and the caffeine group only. But then what they found was the group that had the L-theanine and the caffeine, they found there were lower levels of stress and their cognition was actually better than just the caffeine alone.
Yeah, because I
do-
found when you find like a good brand of pre-workout, generally the nutrition panel will have L-theanine in it, and like I find that it's only not many brands do it. To be fair, I reckon it might just be expensive for them to do.
Price.
Maybe.
I don't use
Yeah.
it free, to be honest. So I wouldn't even know anymore.
Fuck man, I haven't had pre-workout since I finished prep.
Yeah, I haven't had it in like age. I think I did like a half a scoop of Total War. I lie, probably a week and a half ago, just because I trained a
Eating
bunch.
3,000 calories is enough pre-workout. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like pre-workout, bro. At least caffeinated one.
I mean, I don't like them at all. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
No,
use like a pump formula, but
Oh yeah.
pre-workout. But I used to be a junkie for caffeine. I still am to a certain degree, like
Oh,
Monster Energy drink stuff. But
that's
like
good.
a massive like dose of caffeine before training, I actually go backwards, man.
Yeah, sometimes you're more tired.
Yeah.
If I do it,
battle.
I never full dose pre-workout ever.
Oh, I do third of a scoop Total War if I use it.
Never. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Fuck
Total
you,
War
man.
is the only one that I'll have. But I train at night these days, so it's hard for me to have pre anyway. Yeah. But in fairness, I rinse caffeine all day. Like I've had a double shot now, and I reckon I'll have another double shot when we wrap this up.
Just another day in the life of an online coach.
I just like the
I've
taste.
been running instant coffee.
What do you say?
I've just been having instant coffee recently. I've been
I
trying to steer
do
clear of
decaf
caffeine
instant.
hammering
Yeah.
it.
I do decaf.
I tried decaf. I wasn't a big fan of decaf.
Nah, I just like it's just the taste. Like because sometimes I'll have had like 2 coffees, I'll be like, I can't have a third one. The decaf just gives me.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, but like if it's within a few hours, a decaf is just something to sip on. And even what I sometimes do as well, I know this sounds kind of fucked up. If I have a Monster, I have a big cup of decaf as well. Because otherwise I find myself, I just neck the Monster too quickly. So that way I just flick between the two.
Yeah, I always need to, like when I'm doing check-ins, I don't know if you boys are the same, but I always need some drink to like hang with me.
Yeah.
Always got a coffee or like, and it can't just be water. And then I've got like my electrolytes here and I'll just like sip on it the whole time. And that's what I don't like about the monsters, because I drink them so quick because they're so fucking good. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. All right. And then I do end up just having a coffee as well.
It's funny you say that. I had a call with a client today, and I was saying how I'm like I just said then, I'm like, I'm having instant coffee. I'm trying to like pull back on the monsters. Sometimes I'll walk past the monster at the shop and I'll be like, oh, it looks good in the fridge. And I'm like, oh, it's cold. All right, I'll get one. I'm just gonna have half. And then I'm sitting there and like I'm working at the desk, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I grab it and I'm like,
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's like, I reckon
how'd that happen?
3 times since we started this.
How'd that happen? What the fuck?
That's
Yeah,
why
it's so
I'm a bit of a Starbucks wanker, because I like to get the venti because it's so big. Because sometimes you like here in Portugal, like when you order a coffee, it must be like the same in Italy. I don't know, but they'll just do like espressos, and I'll just always have to say more water, more water. But the cups are like just made for espressos. So I thought, fuck, no, I'm not. So I don't buy coffee here. I'll just do the pods here.
See, I love espresso. I love it. That's what this was. I had a double espresso.
Yeah, but then you run out of it too quick.
I need to drag it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I can't do
like the
espresso.
size of my head
Espresso
almost.
shots.
Yeah, 2 shots is like neck gone if you want it to be.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. 2 shots, I'm down in like less than a second. I can't sip.
Izzy got me onto a coffee here. What are they called? James, you like a piccolo, but they call it something else. So basically, it's a
Like a
shot of,
macchiato?
it's a shot of black coffee, and then it's a shot of like hot full cream milk. Man, it's like
Macchiato.
I don't know
That is
how
a
I've never
piccolo.
discovered
It's a
that.
piccolo.
Like, is it like a macchiato?
It must be. I don't know.
No, but macchiato's foam.
I don't know why I've
Macchiato
never had it
foam?
before. No, this isn't foam. Piccolo in Spain.
So it's got to be a piccolo.
Oh, I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
It's probably the way they.
Cortado.
It's probably the Portuguese way of saying.
Cortado.
No idea.
Is it a cortado?
Yeah, cortado. That's it. Yeah.
I'm too Aussie for this. You boys are
Me too. I'm so
I don't
cool.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Coffee, me, latte, and flat white. That's the only 2 I know.
Long black.
Cappuccino, you start venturing out.
This is like a no, it's just a taste. She got one yesterday. I'm like, I can have a sip, and I'm like, how have I never discovered that before? Like, obviously, I don't want to have the milk. I try to keep it to the espresso in the mornings. I think what was my breakfast this morning? A scoop of protein. How good is that?
Get nutrients.
Yeah, I bought Izzy a little croissant, and I was looking at him like I could do with one of those, but no, save it for later.
Yeah, Joe's been all about your croissants you've been smashing.
Tell me he hasn't said that. Nah, because I actually, when I did the check-in last week, I actually felt kind of bad about it. I'm like, look, bro, I'm traveling. I'm gonna do my best, but like, I don't want you to think I'm wasting your time.
Hey, bro, I've caused all the. I've basically run through the storm for you, so he'll be used to it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. No, because like, yeah, it's this traveling in like European countries is a whole different ball game to traveling in like Bali for diet. Gym's easy. Gym's like yeah, it's just expensive. Like casuals are 20
Fuck, bro, you say that. I'm struggling to find gyms in Italy.
Italy's like, I think Italy's a whole nother level. Like if I was
can't find
Italy, shocking. I heard.
yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, I can't find anything online. Like, I'm just like, well, fuck.
I go on Google Maps and I just write in best bodybuilding gym and the location, and then I'll sift through, and then I'll find the name. Then I'll go on Airbnb and I'll put in that gym name and make sure there's like close proximity. Because I think Dean McKillop was saying that once, like he booked a trip to Turkey and they booked to stay for like a month, and they're like, oh yeah, there'll be a gym around. There wasn't a gym for like I think 3 hours either side, and they had to get a bus to the gym to train. So you want to make sure. That wasn't in Italy, it was in Turkey, but still.
I did notice that
Yeah,
Dean
but like I just can't find anything.
The gym, the only reason Alicante is good for the gym is because the Titans like affiliated with the
with the Amateur Olympia.
Yeah, because like I met a few of the competitors yesterday, and it was like it's kind of weird because like Spain doesn't really seem like it's a big bodybuilding hub. I think it's just because so many other European countries traveled here. Because like I was walking down the street and Izzy was saying, "Oh, like everyone keeps looking at you because like you look big," and I'm thinking I'm not fucking big.
It's down south in Marbella. Marbella's massive for bodybuilding.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah,
that's where all the UK people go.
Yeah,
they do their 12-week contest prep diet for a Marbella sesh.
Yeah. There's not many POMs here, which has been like I call them POMs. Is that like racist? I don't know. There's not many
Cops,
English
cops,
here.
that's probably a bit of a rough
What
word
is
as
it?
well. You
Say
call police cops, so that's same.
Oh, is cops like derogatory?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Oh man,
I don't think so.
I always call cops coppers. Like I don't say it in a
I
bad.
thought it was acceptable.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just
So I
making
thought like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
got
don't know
me.
if like I don't know. Is like is pom if you call in English a pom, is that like okay or is that like
Almost agree.
It's fine.
can't imagine them to care. Yeah, but like it's like when you
Depends.
call an Aussie a bogan. Like
Mm.
that's obviously like an insult to a degree.
I found out nobody knows what a bogan is.
Nah. Oh man, you know what's funny? Like on that, I have a few clients from New York, and it's New York. It's amazing how much slang they don't like. It's not. I thought it was
Oh,
like
bad.
universal slang, and like there's so many words have said, "Hey, I got no idea what you're talking about," and I'm
I
like,
literally felt
yeah.
like I wasn't speaking English in England.
Yeah,
But
well,
I just explained,
yeah,
I explained bogan as like an Aussie hillbilly. And
yeah.
then
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like an Aussie redneck.
yeah.
No, I said to someone the other day, I referred to, like I said to one of my New York clients, I think this week's going to be a write-off for you. And he was like, what's a write-off? And I'm like, is that not like a world thing?
Is
Yeah.
it?
You would have blown their brains, mate.
Yeah. But then I
Is
realized
it-
it's derived from like riding off a car, but I don't know if they call it riding off a car in like
True.
the US.
Is
Yeah.
it in, is it, I think it's Borat or one of those sort of
Yeah.
movies where it's like HIV Aladdin?
Don't even know what that is, but yeah.
That sounds like a fat pizza quote.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was like something where it's like positive and negative meant the same thing. I'm probably butchering it. And then it's like doctor's appointment. It's like your HIV Aladdin. And then he'll like smile and then he'll pull his face down because he doesn't know if it's good or not. I'll tell you what it's from.
I feel like it's from like Summer Heights High or Fat Pizza or something.
No, I've never heard that before.
I'm showing my age now.
It's on the movie The Dictator.
I don't
Oh,
think
there
I've
you
ever
go.
watched it. That same Borat actor?
Yeah.
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 I've actually never seen Borat.
Wait, no
Hmm?
chance.
I've never seen Borat. No.
Oh, you need to, bro. If you have
Yeah.
if you have a like dumb sense of humor,
Yeah.
it's probably one of the best things you ever watch.
Is it like Anchorman spec? I've watched like bits and pieces of, but I've never sat down and watched it all the way through. Do you get what I mean?
Think about it like Anchorman, but very ethnic, like
Okay.
Eastern European
I can do that.
ethnic. It's the best thing ever, bro. We still quote me and the boys quote it all the time.
I like stupid movies because they're just mind numbing. I like
Proper stupid as well.
yeah. Man, I was saying to Izzy last night, they made a South Park episode for Ozen Peak.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah.
gotta watch it.
So
It's
I'm like,
Peak.
sorry?
So it's in Peak.
Ozen Peaks.
Yeah, I don't. What is it?
Semaglutide.
What's Ozempic?
Oh, Zempic.
Yeah, whatever.
Ozempic.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ozempic.
sorry. Yeah. I call it I
I
usually call
was
it
thinking, what are you
semaglutide.
talking about?
No, they made a South Park episode for it.
That'll be good.
Yeah, I always loved the way that South Park did those runoffs, and I always thought, how do they get away with it? But
I'm a bit
I
of
mean,
a tinfoil hat man, so I kind of like when shows do that.
me too.
Sort
Yeah.
of send big messages, but they make it almost underlying, so it's not like they can't be called out for it.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah,
I feel like
do.
South Park's one of the last ones to still
Yeah.
live like 2024 and just don't care.
I know
Yeah.
they've had legal issues. I know
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure.
But I think
I reckon
it's-
they
Yeah,
earn. I reckon they earn too much money to care.
yeah, but they probably make because you got to think like for example when they did like the Bono one, Bono from U2. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure he was one that tried to sue. But like in saying that, like so many people would have watched that episode just to see like that reference that like,
Yeah.
made all the money back from the suing anyway.
Mm.
Have
And
you
then what-
realized? I don't know if you guys watch like any comedy movies. I haven't watched one comedy movie recently, like last 5-6 years. That's funny, man.
On the
No.
same.
And
They don't make them like they used to.
Nah, not one.
like,
I feel like
come.
everything's so filtered. And then, yeah, there's some storylines, even like with like Vikings and stuff, where they spin it off just to be 2024 appropriate. You're like, bro, what?
That edginess is what makes it good.
100%. Like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's like first ever movies, man. Nothing has ever been in that.
No.
Or Eddie Murphy.
I watched the
Yeah.
remake of Mean Girls the other day on the plane. That was
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know why I put yourself through that.
You what?
I was like the last 2 hours of the flight, and I just wanted something that was mind numbing that like I would actually make the time go. And I thought, oh, this
Isn't
is
it like a musical?
Yeah, it was terrible, man.
I'm almost certain it was so bad. I'm pretty sure Alana went with like her work friends to like an outdoor cinema to watch it, and they left 20 minutes in. It was that bad.
Oh, the acting's so bad. But like
Yeah.
the reason I brought that up is because you can see, like you said, Millsy, like how like it's almost gone so far left. Like there's heaps of quotes and stuff they've left out. Yeah.
Mm.
And just little bits and pieces. But it's so weird. What I found super fascinating about watching it, as strange as this sounds, is what was the first Mean Girls, like 2005, maybe? Yeah. But
Yeah, maybe.
but like
Not well
20
educated
years.
on Mean Girls.
You've looked that up, mate. Don't act like.
I was gonna say I've got no idea when it came out.
Oh man, I'll admit I like that.
2004.
I like that movie.
2004.
Yeah. I don't care. But what was I going to say? They've sort of worked in like how people have smartphones and people go on TikTok or whatever. And it's amazing watching how many of the scenes or the concepts become redundant because of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like even
Not
like
politically correct now.
say again.
It's not politically correct
Yeah,
now.
no.
So I have to.
Yeah, but nah, like yeah, because you got to think how many movies do you watch where like people seamlessly never go on their phones? Like that's not real life.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But or even like there's things they get away with and they keep a secret when like you just couldn't do it with like Instagram being available or whatever, you know. Times have changed, obviously. You'd hope so in 19 years, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
Lives now.
Wasted fucking an hour and a half of my life, but that's okay.
Surprised you lasted that long.
Bro, I'm not looking forward to sitting on a plane for 20 hours.
When are you leaving?
I leave Friday at 2 a.m.
So when do you
When is
fly to
Friday?
like Rome?
To Dubai and then Dubai to Milan.
I will say the getting to here was like 30 hours all up, and it does make you question if it's worth it. Like in terms of coastal, but like the train, what happened was we missed the train for 3 o'clock that we were meant to get because I couldn't work out that the machine wouldn't take Amex to buy the train ticket. So I kept pressing enter, thinking, why the fuck's my thing not working? So we started waiting in line, and then the line was like 3 hours long. And then eventually I'm like, Izzy, just try your card. And it was because it wasn't taking Amex. That was probably the worst part of it. Oh man, I lost it. You know what I said before? I've been calm on these supplements. That was the first time where I like out and I was like, fuck this place. I hate it. Like I hate
You
trains.
just overread all the supplements.
Oh man, it must have taken. I reckon 2 months ago I would have probably hit someone.
He was just grumpy because he'd only slept like 2 hours within 24 hours.
Yeah, I worked the whole flight. Like it was so good for working because I were on top of everything. Like even yesterday I said to Izzy, we have nothing to do because I did so much on the plane, like admin wise. Yeah.
There's no distractions. It's beautiful, bro. It's so calm.
Oh man.
There's something about that, hey. Like there's no other options. You just have to do this.
If I could do looms on the plane, like that would be I would have loved it. Like as in I would
class
think
Singapore.
anyone else would.
Yeah. Say again.
First class Singapore, you get your own room.
Man, you know what? The business class Emirates didn't really look that good, eh? Like I wouldn't pay 10 grand for it.
It's just a bigger seat.
Yeah.
Better food.
Depends on what plane. There's some Emirates business class where there's fair bit of space.
Well,
For me, it's just leg space, man. Because my torso is like this compared to my legs.
Yeah.
So like, even if I get a side seat, I kick my feet out to the middle row, and the flight attendant would start kicking my feet in. So you can't even fall asleep. So getting that extra leg space. But yeah, there's some that's ridiculous, man. Like pricing, like a business class return to Serbia, sometimes is like upwards of 25,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Never fucking pay. Yeah.
You got to have you have to have endless money for that, really. Like
But even then, is it ever worth it?
Nah, I reckon
24 hours for $25,000.
You need to be worth like 50 mil for that to be like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I reckon
50 mil.
Yeah.
10 mil.
Yeah, I'd say 10.
I'd take 10.
Yeah, but like if you were just like well off and you were worth a couple of million, you couldn't justify that.
Nah. I feel like it would also depend. I feel like you do it one off occasionally.
There needs to be an occasion.
Yeah, so one off like family trip. But if you're trying to take business class trip,
you're not doing one every year. No way.
Yeah, it'll be so hard to go back to the economy afterwards.
I know. Imagine the walk.
Yeah, even because I do Jetstar business occasionally. I don't do Jetstar anymore, so scrap that. But when I would do Bali a bit, and because it's only a few $100 extra if you get it at the right time. And like I remember when I went back to economy, I was like, I can't do this. But
Mm.
I discovered that Qantas do Wi-Fi on the plane, and I thought, well, I'm happy to sit in economy as long as I have Wi-Fi, so I don't care. Yeah,
Mm.
I'll pay
Have you
every
guys played
time.
around with the points? Sorry.
I have like 200,000 points. I just haven't used them.
Yeah.
You can
You
upgrade.
never
You can
will.
upgrade to business
You
sometimes on
never
that. as
will.
well.
Well, I wanted to do that coming here, but the thing was, Emirates don't allow you to use points to upgrade. You can only use
they
it
do.
to buy it. Nah, so you need Emirates points to upgrade an Emirates flight. You
Oh
can't
yeah, not Qantas.
because
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah, because it would have been for 200,000. I probably could have upgraded both of us. So I thought I was always
Mm.
attention, but yeah, they don't let it. I don't care because I'll just save it for. I'd rather just keep accruing them, to be honest, and because I have the business.
Yeah.
It's a business card,
That's what I'm
so
saying, and you're going to keep accruing them, and you're never going to use them.
and sometimes I just
Everybody else.
yeah, no, the business card just keeps ticking over, so it's a faster rate of gain than like personal.
Mm.
Yeah, strong encouragement to do that if you're not doing it already.
I'm not. I've looked into it heaps, like about the flight things. I've just never actually gone ahead and got American Express card or anything like that.
Yeah, but you know what the
Mm.
problem with American Express is? Like you ran into the issue, a lot of people don't take American Express.
Nah, most places do. It's just because this was like a self-serve ticket kiosk. I noticed when I was in Brisbane for the shows, there was a lot of places in Brisbane that didn't take Amex, which was super strange. But here we haven't had any problems. Besides that, they take it everywhere. Because
Yeah.
Amex is good because it's got a bit more security around it. So if you get skimmed or something, they sort it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Compared to like another one that's good is ING. I know we're going way off track here. ING, there's no fees. Yeah, so I just got all the money loaded up on that.
Finance.
Finance.
I was going to say, it started from bodybuilding and now we've gone to finance. We cover all bases on this podcast.
Credit cards, double points. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just definitely, yeah, fuck, the ING is good as. That's like the best thing I ever did. If anyone that's
What, ING credit card or ING
no,
what?
it's just the debit,
Like normal
they reimburse you any transfer fees.
Oh, really? I've got an ING debit. I didn't know that.
There's no point in even
Any
having a
international
travel card
transaction
after having
fees.
an ING. And there's ING branches here, so you could probably go in and dump money on the card.
There you go. See, I didn't know that.
It's in Australia for ING. Yeah. No, crazy times.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah. Should we wrap up there?
Up to you
May as
guys.
well. What was that an hour?
Yeah, wrap it up there. We'll do another one. Another
Okay, off you go.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Well, thanks for jumping on.
Wrap it up, mate.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, lads.
We could just catch up and chat shit.
Ugh.